when you filter everything from the lens of, well, I don't want to be a burden to this thing, so I'm going to do more. I'm going to withhold more. I'm not going to be selfish. I'm going to do the selfless behaviors, blah, blah, blah. The resentment builds because of that, but you're also operating from a place of lack because you're thinking,
Absolutely.
my existence in this space isn't enough to get me what I need. And perhaps it's not because of your choice of who you're with. That could very well be the case. But when you operate from there and you don't just accept what is for what is, you forget again that you take the last one and they're going to bring a new tray. There's abundance
Ooh.
of that thing. So if I can just
Ooh.
exist as me and you're not going to give me anything, you're not going to give me love, you're not going to give me affection, you're not going to give me the things that should exist inside of a relationship, then I have to know that there's not abundance in this relationship with this person, but it doesn't mean anything
Mm.
about me. But doing
Mm.
the selfless act of continuing to try to please that person is literal manipulation. It is,
Yeah, it
if I
is. It's
am more of
witchcraft.
what you need, not more of
Yeah,
me, but if I am more of
absolutely.
what you need, then you'll
Then
give me more back.
that's witchcraft. That's what we call it back home in Africa. They say that is witchcraft of the highest order. Manipulation and deceit of yourself and others. So
Yes.
there was one of
So,
the many millions of voice messages we send. There was one when I was saying I want to start to see people from a perspective of like what are you operating from, right? Like at the
mhm,
most basic simple. So you said like abundance. Are you operating from a place of abundance or scarcity in your life? Because as soon as I know that, I know how you're going to treat me. If you're somebody who operates
100%.
inherently from scarcity, then at some point in time, you're going to feel you have to screw me over. You got to do something to get one over on me or the people around me because you don't feel like there is enough in this life to go around, right? Or you're going to run, you're going to do whatever it is to protect yourself. And, my
Hmm.
brother was actually talking about this, which is, seeing that certain people were operating from a place of survival. And what do people do when they're in a state of survival? They do whatever they can to survive, right? If they believe that, look, anybody can get me, I'm out to be got, you better get out the way because you'll be the one who gets got. That's what I know.
Yeah,
But go
100%.
ahead. I know
And
we're finna drop some gems as usual.
no, I was just going to say that, people think that if they've been hurt enough, that
Yeah.
that's going to cause them to operate from that space of abundance. Like, I know I want more. So I've been hurt enough.
Whoa.
So my mindset is going to change to abundance.
Wait,
But
let me
one,
take notes. Whoa.
that doesn't happen. And two, when we get into a space, even when it's a healthy space, right? When we don't know
Yeah.
what to do, we do what we know. So if
Yeah.
I have operated from the space of lack and I keep taking whoever's in front of me right now to fill that space, I can't think that there's going to be abundance in this relationship because I don't know what to do in a space where it's different than before. I'm going to walk into that space and do what I've always known because I don't know
Absolutely.
what to do. And so you
Absolutely.
cannot operate from a space of abundance until you go intrinsically and fix where the lack is. And
Yeah.
people just think, "Oh, the hurt didn't even bandage it. It like stuffed the wound. You know how they pack the wound? It's like the hurt packed the wound. So now I can go run a marathon."
Now,
No, that's not how it
the
works.
brother
It's
put an overcoat on. That's what it like. One of us, the bros, he put an overcoat on and called it a day. Rub some dirt for
yes,
real.
yes, yes. And
Wow.
then they wonder why. Why do I keep getting hurt? Well, because you
Mm,
packed the wound, but you're still in lack. Like you're not operating from that space. And like you said, scarcity
yeah,
and having that survival mindset, you ravage the land. That's what animals do
that's
in the
right.
wild. They just go out and
Correct.
find whatever is going to help them survive. And when you
Mm,
think having a relationship is what's going to help you survive, or controlling other people is what's going to help you survive, or finding more people who are just as negative as you is going to help you survive,
oh,
then that's what you'll go
oh,
to. That's not
oh, every
abundance.
time. Every time. There's something that you said a little bit ago, and it's you'll get into the space where, let's say, has the potential to be an abundant space, right? And you'll bring those same mannerisms, characteristics, behavioral patterns, whatever it is. something I've seen in real life play out in my own life and the lives of others is the individual who is so addicted to chaos and then they show up in that new relationship dynamic where there's peace and there's a deep discomfort that comes from that peace and then they sabotage. This is going to be the result for a majority of, if not every person who is still operating from that place of chaos, every person who's operating from that place of
Yes.
scarcity, you will come into that space and you will sabotage it, right? In one way or another. And so I believe it's actually a protective measure, right? For both the other individual who is in that space, who is actually in abundant mentality, etc., as well
Mm-hmm.
as yourself. Because, like you said, you think that, oh, I'm gonna be around this person in a different type of relationship with the man of my dreams or the woman of my dreams, and they're gonna change me, right? Everything's gonna be
Yep.
different. Actually, you don't even say change me because it's not about you. It's about the relationship. You always say it's the relationship, right? It's never
Yeah.
you. It's
They
not.
they're
It's
gonna
not you
change your
entering a relationship.
experience.
Correct. The experience. Like we're not the experience, right? So you say, oh, okay, finally it's a different experience, right? I done went from Cancun, which I thought was gonna be one thing. Now we got all kinds of cartels running up in the mud. Now I'm going to Nice, France, where you know there is no type of drama. Well, guess what? You brought you with you. You brought your craziness and your madness with you every single
Yes.
time. And
Yes.
so I think it's the greatest gift you could ever get is that your baggage is following you everywhere. So you have to deal with it and pack it. You can't leave it at somebody else's doorstep.
Cannot.
Not this
Which
one.
is the
This ain't
exact
this.
reason why people will move. They'll be like, oh, I'm going to pack up and move. This place is
Ooh.
toxic. Literally live the same life somewhere else where they are. Because, see, here's the thing. People think I know the capacity at which I can operate, right?
Yeah.
So they're in this relationship, but they have this vision of their potential, right? Like, I know
Mm.
the capacity at which I can operate. And because I've been in these situations, I haven't been able to operate at my capacity. But here's the problem. Your capacity is control. If every time you get into those relationships, you're trying to control the other person to conform to what you need, your capacity is only control. It's not anything that you're actually doing. It's the control that you have for
Whoa.
everything around you. The
Whoa.
other
Now you
part of
need to
this
run
is,
that
which
back. You need to
again,
run that back. Can you run that back one more time? Because these folks, they need that like they needed the gospel.